For our March edition of Cold Cases with Chloe Carter. This month, Chloe takes us to George County to find out more about a 2021 murder case.
Cold Cases with Chloe Carter.
New Year's, a holiday meant to celebrate tradition, joy, and new beginnings. But for one family in George County, New Year's now marks the moment that their lives changed forever.
It's something about your son. And then I was just calling his phone. I just called his phone. They came in and zipped it down just a little bit to let me see the side of his neck. And I seen the side of his neck and his ear, and I know it was him. And my heart just grabbed. I mean, all the time I was hoping it wasn't him.
I'm Chloe Carter with Cold Cases. Join me as we continue the fight for justice in the case of Cameron Perryman. What started as a typical New Year's Eve, friends, family, and celebrating the ups and downs of another year quickly turned into something far more tragic. On New Year's Day in 2021, a hunter was walking through the woods of DeSoto National Forest, made a discovery that would change a family's life forever. Just off of Highway 57 in Greene County, the body of 33-year-old Cameron Otis Perryman was found, but hours earlier, he had been alive, celebrating the new year. And as of today, his case remains unsolved.
Cameron's body was found in Greene County, Mississippi, in a rural area called Leaf. And where his body was found was actually in the DeSoto National Forest. And there's a trail there, the Leaf Trail, that's a hiking trail. And the entry to that trail is an area where people park, and that's where Cameron's body was found.
But this was not just a body found in the woods. Cameron was described as being a family man, a father of 3, an only son, and someone his family says always showed up for the people that he loved.
He rose in the family like he was like a protector. He was just a loving person. You know, when people talk to him, he just, you know, you're always concerned about other people. And he was just down to earth.
Even that day, Cameron was doing what he always did, checking on neighbors, visiting friends, and before he left that night, he made a promise. He told his family that he was going to see his mother and his sister, saying that he couldn't start a new year without them. But Cameron never made it. Earlier that day, Cameron had just been paid. His family says that he had cash on him, even posting it to social media. But by the end of the night, the money was gone, and so was Cameron.
I can't comment on what we recovered at the scene. Certainly, robbery is one of the motives that we're looking at here.
His family says that there were rumors of an altercation between Cameron and someone that he knew. But what actually happened that night still has not been confirmed.
That day, people were saying, they were pointing fingers at this one, they were saying this one. One guy would tell him we was down there, we were playing dominoes, and he was naming people that was there while they were playing things, then they left. And that's been the last time he saw Cameron. Cameron left with some people that he really didn't know, recognize him.
We're looking at all avenues with that. Anything is possible, and so we can't rule out that it was one person or more people that were involved. I think in that area, it's very likely that multiple people have information about it.
Just hours later on New Year's Day, a hunter made the call. Cameron's body was found in a wooded area about 7 miles from where he was last seen. Investigators say he had been shot multiple times.
Likely it's somebody that's familiar with the area, and I can't say whether the body was dumped there or not. I can't say whether he was murdered in the park in Greene County or earlier in the evening in Bendale. But his body was recovered at this entryway to a trail in Leaf, Mississippi.
For Cameron's family, the questions have only grown. They say that his body had scratch marks, possible signs of a struggle, and personal items were missing. But one detail stands out, and that's that Cameron was a large man. leading his family to believe that moving his body may not have been a one-person job, which raises an even bigger question. Who all knows what happened? In a small town like Lucedale, people talk, and his family believes that someone out there has the answers.
People talk about what's going on, and I think a lot of people have access to information about what happened that night. I think, unfortunately, we live in a time where it's not popular to cooperate with the sheriff's department or cooperate with law enforcement. And I can understand for some reasons why. I mean, it can be dangerous to cooperate with law enforcement. There can be retaliation, and this is a small community. A lot of people know each other. A lot of people are related. So, it takes a great deal of courage to come forward and work with law enforcement. There's an old saying, all it takes for evil to prevail is for people to do nothing. And I think that's very true, and it certainly applies to this situation.
It's almost like so many people were there and so many people were trying to cover each other that it became confusing and almost benefited them.
I see him every day, daily.
So you have to live with facing your son's killer every single day.
Seem like that.
Until justice is served.
Right.
Years later, no arrests have been made. No charges have been filed, just a family still waiting for justice. The case remains under investigation with a reward for information being offered.
Right now, it's an open homicide investigation. We're actively working it, and we're seeking the public's help with new information that might lead to an arrest in the future. Because Cameron's body was recovered in Greene County is working the investigation, and George County is assisting them in this investigation. We know that he was in George County in Bendale at some point that night, so we're working jointly with Greene County to try to bring the perpetrator to justice. Also, because Cameron was recovered on federal property in the DeSoto National Forest, there's a possibility that the FBI may get involved at some point, because any crime that's committed on federal property, the FBI would have jurisdiction for. This is a serious crime. We feel like it's solvable. We feel like somebody out there knows. I would encourage anybody to call the George County Sheriff's Office with information. They can also call Crime Stoppers if they have information. There is a reward out there, and I believe somebody knows, and it's the right thing to do to help.
Take a look at the bottom of your screen right now. If you or someone you know are looking for answers in an unsolved case, reach out to Chloe by email at ccarter@wxxv25.com or to our general newsroom email, that's news@wxxv25.com.